Hi there, and welcome to the Study Labs video on the Pomodoro Technique, where we'll hopefully be able to introduce you to one of research's most effective study strategies. The Pomodoro Technique was actually developed in the late 1980s by an Italian student by the name of Francesco Cirillo. Cirillo used a tomato-shaped timer, in Italian, tomatoes pomodoro, to force himself to work on an assignment for at least 10 minutes, hoping to improve his focus on his studies. All this is to say that if you relate to Cirillo's anxiety concerning time management, the Pomodoro Technique could be right for you. This strategy is for people who become easily distracted, but also for people who study for extremely long lengths of time. Remember that your brain won't be able to retain the information without sufficient breaks. This technique also works well for goal-oriented people. If you're someone who feels rewarded by crossing tasks off your list, the Pomodoro technique could be an effective strategy for you. Finally, the Pomodoro technique is especially well suited for open-ended tasks that aren't necessarily defined by a set length of time. This can include studying for an exam, researching for an essay, or practicing a presentation. Okay, so how does it work? First, you'll want to pick a task and then you'll set a timer for 25 minutes. In between that time and when your timer goes off, you will work non-stop and without distractions. Only once your timer goes off should you take a 5-minute break. Now, of course, some things might be out of your control. A roommate might knock on your door, your phone might ring, in which case, simply reset your timer for a new period of uninterrupted work. Every 4 Pomodoros, or every interval of study time, allow yourself to take a longer break, between 15 and 30 minutes. Try your best to ensure that these 4 Pomodoros are relating to similar tasks so that your mind doesn't have to readjust super often. And try your best to work for the entire duration of the set time. Even if you feel as though you finished a task before the allotted time is over, you should continue to improve your skills or broaden your scope of understanding. Now, even though you are given breaks, doesn't mean you shouldn't spend that time wisely. There are definitely do's and don'ts for what you can be doing while on your break. Some things I would recommend are going for a walk or getting outside. Get out of that chair. You've been there half an hour already. You can meditate, grab a quick snack, or take some time to get to the bathroom. An effective break would be one in which you didn't go on your phone or your computer. Remember, the goal of this break is to give your mind a rest, but also have it prepared to jump back into work when the 5 minutes are up. Don't continue to strain your eyes by looking at a screen, and more importantly, don't get sucked into social media so that before you know it, you've just wasted half an hour of your time. The best breaks will be ones where you can actually get away from your desk. Some of you watching this video might be thinking, why this technique? I have a better one. Or some might be thinking that you've tried everything and nothing's worked. But the reason why this technique is so effective is because first, it makes it easy to get started. Sometimes the hardest part of studying is finding where to begin, but by taking time to organize your tasks, all you have to do is start at the top of your list. The Pomodoro technique also combats distractions, as you are forced to work continuously until you hear the timer. While working, you're able to look forward to your break, while simultaneously staying productive. For me, the most important part is that you become more aware of how your time is being spent. If you're someone who hasn't found a way to manage your time effectively, seeing how much time you waste could be an eye-opener. It's really easy to tell your friend about how you studied for your calc exam over the past 2 hours if you really spent half that time finding the motivation to actually do the work. Finally, this strategy can turn learning into a game as you become rewarded with goal accomplishments. You can even race to see how much you get done in the time you've set aside. Studying doesn't always have to be boring. Take advantage of the wide variety of apps available for tracking focus and time management. This does not mean explore social media. These can even work as someone to hold you accountable and make sure you're doing the things you wanted to get done. Hopefully, I've convinced you all to at least try out the Pomodoro technique. For more study tips like this, remember to check out the Study Labs website.